Hello, Hector. How are you? This is Roger, and I will be responding to your third extended reflection. And of course, I know that you sent yours as a video, so I wanted to do the same thing and send my response to you through a video. So here we are. A little bit of where we are. I'm of course here in Central Spiral Mana, and this is the office, or part of the office where Amanda, Mary, and I work from. And I'd just like to share a couple of my thoughts on your reflection. Is that okay? I hope it is. Here it goes. So, Hector, there were a number of wonderful things that I really enjoyed hearing you talk about in your video. I also wondered who the interviewer was. Couldn't recognize the voice. You started your reflection by talking about how teaching requires creativity, and I'm reading a little list of notes I took. Dedication and passion. And I kept on really thinking about these three emotions, skills, and I was really glad to hear all three of them. And I felt that as you were saying the three of them, I went back to the very first week that we worked, 2 weeks that we worked together, when Amanda, Mary, and I were there, and I remember as I heard you mention these three words, thinking that they really represented part of who you are as a human being, as a participant, and also as a teacher. And I'm really glad to see that you feel that these three are really important. And I think that especially the idea of passion really drives most of what we do in life. And I think the students really see when we have a sense of passion. I believe it's very contagious. So I'm glad to know that these are important to you, and I really believe that they are definitely part of you as the teaching persona that you are. So it really struck my attention. Another piece that I thought was really interesting, when you said that learning definitely needs to be relevant for the students, and I absolutely agree. I always ask myself before I walk into a classroom, or as I'm planning, okay, this is what the book says, this is what the curriculum says, this is part of what I have to do, I know that, but how is this relevant for the students? And if it's not, how can I make it relevant? What can I tweak and adapt so that it's something that is going to be meaningful and relevant for their real lives? So it's definitely something I also think about a lot, and I'm happy to see that you're working with this thought. I'm glad to hear that ECRIF and PDP have both been meaningful tools for you. That's Laura in the back walking by. She's kind of hiding, but Laura's another trainer. You're gonna come say hello, Laura? Since she walked back behind me and distracted us.
Hello.
This is Laura, another trainer here in Costa Rica. She's from Argentina.
Nice to meet you,
Hector.
Hector.
Thank you. ECRIF and PDP are definitely two important and relevant frameworks for the course. So I hope that they continue serving your students' learning. I'm really curious to see how they evolve as part of your practice teaching, or your teaching practice in general as the course ends. And I hope we can hear in the future what they become for you, and how they evolve in your teaching and for your students. So please let us know in the future. Send us an email. The other piece I thought was really interesting when you started talking about your DAPA in general, when you talked about your student, the story of your student, and how you felt that they were, or a student in particular was hindered because you had asked them a question when you felt like they weren't ready to answer yet. So that lack of space to think and to process. But then you had how you noticed that, and so you went back and then did provide the time. So it was really interesting to see that you could identify what helped, what hindered, and what helped. But what I really think is interesting is how you could think on the spot and do in-action reflection and respond to that student, or to those students, and you ultimately gave them the time they needed. So it's really exciting to see that you're reflecting both now through your video on what happened, but also that you were reflecting on the spot. And I think that speaks a lot to the importance of being present in the classroom and really noticing where the students are, what they need, and how we can adapt what's happening to better serve their learning and the processing that they need of that learning. So great, good stuff. And overall, I think you did a good job describing that moment. I could see clear examples of student behaviors and actions and what you said, and I think you did a good job with interpretations, generalizations, and action plans. They were all well connected, and especially your generalizations were stated as a overall general truth. And it was really nice to see you creating pieces of theory as a theorist that I think as teachers we also are, based on the experiences that we have. So good job completing your final DAPA. And I guess to end, the last piece that you mentioned that you were really glad that you've learned a lot on the course, and one of the main learnings you've had is understanding that learning needs to be a personal experience for students. And I think that sense of intimacy and that sense of something being relevant to who I am as a learner is definitely one of the most important gifts and offerings we can give the students. So, and I'm sure that you're doing that, Hector. I'm sure that your students are enjoying your classes. I've heard that from Linda Marie and Ruby, and just our overall interactions, and being able to read your work over the past how many weeks, 8 weeks at this point, really show that you are trying to create, and you are definitely creating that experience for your students. So it's a gift for us to observe, and I think it's a gift for your students to be part of. So thank you for your reflection. That was my response, and I hope you can enjoy the rest of the next 2 final weeks of the course, and get the most you can out of it. And then go on and share whatever you've learned with your colleagues, students, peers, even family. Why not? And that it becomes continues to be a meaningful experience for you. So from Costa Rica, thank you very much. Pura vida. And I am gonna end the recording now. Bye bye.